Hi there everyone, welcome to avtransfers.co.uk studio here in Elstree in Borehamwood, a place where lots of film and movies come to get made, and television programs as well. So today we're going to look at an interesting piece of technology. I had a very strange inquiry a couple of days ago from our sister office in Cape Town, and the client was looking for a NTSC recording, not a playback, and not digitizing a tape that had been recorded years ago, but rather something that they had made currently in digital format, and they wanted it put on to NTSC high 8 tape. And NTSC high 8 tape, well, I thought, I'm sure I must have a machine like that. So I kind of went around the studio looking, and much to my dismay, the closest I got was an NTSC digital 8 machine, which could record digital 8 and play back analog 8 NTSC, but it cannot record analog. So a bit of a head scratching moment, and I went on a bit of a shopping spree, shall we say, to find something that could do it. And this is one of the items I managed to find in my hunting for such a device. Well, you may ask, why would anyone want to record onto high 8 NTSC, especially it's taking something that's modern and making it old-fashioned again? Good question. Well, I don't really know the exact specifics of the order, but I'm told it's to do with aeroplanes, and I know that some aeroplanes used to give every person on the plane, especially the business and first class passengers, not that I've ever been one of those, unfortunately, a handheld video Walkman deck to watch their films on, and they'd have a whole selection of tapes to watch. Now, I'm not sure if that was the application, or if it was for a global player on an older stock plane, perhaps an older plane still being flown with high 8 players. But nevertheless, the quest continues to find a suitable recorder, and I have found some. So here's just a quick look at one of them. Okay, so this little video I got on eBay. I didn't get the battery with the machine. I just happened to have some of these. I used to have a lot more of these. I should have kept them because they're actually good after quite a few many years. This is the charger that comes with the device, and here it is. Here is the item. It is a Sony Video Walkman GV500, and this is for all intents purposes, I guess, I don't actually know how old this would be now. I need to look that up. Probably, I guess, 2000s, somewhere around there. A stereo super video in and out portable high 8 recorder player, and this is what it looks like. A really cute player. It has a LCD screen. I guess that's about 3.5 inches, something like that, maybe 4 at best, as you should say. Oh, no, it doesn't. And on here you've got some very nice features. It's got a built-in time-based corrector. Obviously this is purely NTSC, so high 8 and standard 8mm video. It's a fully functioning standalone recorder. Let's plug that in, shall we? Let's plug that in. So in order to plug that in, we need an adapter. And the adapters I've got for this particular machine are quite interesting. It's basically a cable and a little sort of Hollywood battery, shall we call it. Plug it in, and then it connects into the charger. Oh, this looks like it's been crushed at some point, but hopefully that'll still work. So let's plug that in. I'm not sure if it'll override the battery, but let's have a look. If that, yeah, it does. It goes to VTR camera. Okay, that's a good start. And put that on. And there you go. Look at that little guy. So this will allow you to play and record NTSC video really nicely. What I understand about this particular one, it was used, I think, in covert investigations. I'm not sure if it was for the police or for the Ministry of Defence. There are no real markings on it showing me where from it came. Just pop a tape in there and you can have a look. I've done some test recordings on this standard 8mm tape, and essentially a very neat little Walkman. Let's pop that on and we can have a look at it playing something quickly, and then we can take it from there. I've got some more attachments to show you on this one, which make it even more interesting. So there we go, some classic Ghostbusters. And then in here you've got all sorts of menus, and of course your time-based corrector, dynamic noise reduction, and you can even control your TV from that. And with this machine as well, you've got a full on-screen display, and you can actually fast forward, obviously, fast forward, rewind, play, and that kind of thing. It's got a laser link function which allows you to control your television remotely. I don't have the remote for this, but I was just having fun the other day, just doing some tests with it, and quite impressive recording. I don't know if you're getting the full experience of it. It's quite angle specific on the viewfinder, and you can obviously search forward and backwards. It's got a very, very clean, smooth, quiet mechanism on here as well, which I find quite amazing. There we go.
Okay, Mo, the exhaust is working okay, boy. Yeah, I can see that. Just take the wheel.
Three Stooges, what is that, like Braverman, Sunak, and one of the other numpties. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, okay, so we'll pull that one out and have a look at that tape. Okay, so now there's more to this. So at the time that these came out, you could actually get a combo set. You can get things like tuner attachments and whatnot for these machines. Now I've got some of these attachments. Let's see. So here's the first one that's really interesting. What is this? Ooh, S-Video. What does this do? Okay, let's switch it off and find out. So when you bought these machines, you could buy them as standalone Walkmans. I've got player-only versions of these as well. But this one's quite interesting because this one, let's see if we can get this panel off on the side and I'll show you what it does. There we go. It's all plastic, fantastic. Oh, under there is a very interesting multi-connector, and if you look over here, you'll see there's another one just the same. This one's stamped 902. So would that mean 2009? No, it can't be as early as that. Probably 2002. So this slides on with a reassuring click, and suddenly your machine looks a little bit different. And you can switch it on, I guess, the same place as before. See, that comes on. Is that going to come on or not? Let's see if this is actually responsive at all. Well, let's see. We've got one more piece of the puzzle to plug in, and this is another piece of the puzzle. This is a Sony miniature color video camera. Ooh! So, the idea would be that you would go and take this somewhere you wanted to film covertly, I guess, or if you're just a gizmo freak like me, and you would hide all the bits and pieces away and use this to film covertly. Let's have a look if I can get this right. I think it fits in like that. There we go. I saw a slight change in. Ooh! And suddenly the world looks different to us. And there we go. We are actually seeing ourselves filming ourselves. And this is a very wonderful opportunity to see me on this particular camera. Now, there we go. That's now working. So, see, the minute the camera is connected, this area starts to light up. So what we've got here is you've got all sorts of remote control things. So it was designed basically for the camera to be hidden somewhere else, and you could zoom and do all sorts of things right here. So you've got quite a few controls here to control your camera, and I kind of want to get the camera picture in at the same time as the other parts. So let me just try and get that all in for you. So like that. Oh, wow, it's a picture of me. Hello. Right, so we got focus, we've got a manual focus. Oh well, that's brilliant. So everything is very remote control. Okay, we've got zoom. I want totally wide, and now we can look actually like 10 times fatter on this thing. I'm walking away. Yeah. I look like Gingerbeard there, bald Gingerbeard. Nevertheless, night shot, which basically allows you to film at night in very dark and mysterious places. Sometimes you might look at your old home videos and say, why are they all in green and blue? It's because they had night shot on. And that's interesting. There's actually a lens that comes over. If you actually listen to this, when I switch night shot on, listen to that. Listen and watch the lens, what it does. Oops, watch this. Interesting. You can actually hear it, literally a thing go clunk inside. So if you're looking at me through there, you'll be looking at me through there, which is kind of cool. So just a really interesting little Walkman. And in here we've got, I'm not too sure what that is, a menu. So we've got all sorts of advanced menu options as well here. Let's have a look, see. Okay, so we've got things like enter, wow, digital zoom. Okay, we don't need to have that. I guess sensitivity, slow shutter, infrared light, return. Okay, steady shot. Wow. So you can oh, I see, you can even switch it on to proper widescreen mode, which is quite nice. And what a fun piece of kit. So let's have a look here if we can get yeah, there's basically you can put your time and date in there if I bother to set that up. But what's interesting about this is what's interesting, I like it, I can actually look in this camera. What's interesting about this is there's actually no microphone on the camera. The microphone is absent. I was sort of confused when I first connected this. I thought, why is there no microphone on this machine? I thought there was a fault originally with the machine, but I have confirmed that that is not the case. So there is no microphone on the Walkman. And I thought to myself, what's that all about? Were they smoking their socks or something? What was the problem there? So on closer inspection of the actual machine, it does have a microphone input right here. So what I thought I would do is, I've got this little stereo mic. I don't know where or when I got this. I mean, it must have been 20 years ago. I can't even imagine what this was from. But I know I bought that, I think for a camera maybe. But I thought, well, what a fantastic thing to do. Plug it in into there, and that'll give me sound. But I guess the sound was designed to be, you know, put somewhere where there was, I suppose, a hidden microphone or radio microphones. I don't know what else they would have done with that, really. But in the interest of completeness, I'd like to actually test this now. Now, I've done test recordings without the microphone, but I'd like to see if it will work with the microphone. So let's pop that tape back in. I'm not hearing feedback, so I'm not convinced this is going to work. Yeah, I'm not getting any sound here, which makes me wonder perhaps this is going to be a waste of time. But let's try anyway. Let's try. Let's just see menu. Is there any option here for the sound? Let's try it out. Let's just hit record. Record. Alright. Oh my goodness, that's quite a bald head anyway. Right. So this is me. Hopefully not overexposing myself in the wrong kind of way. I must say it's very generous with colour. It's putting a lot of colour in my face that's not really there if you look at the other camera. It's sort of quite warm, the colours. It's showing my beard as a really gingery kind of effect when it's more grey than more grey than ginger. But there we go. We'll just take a little, take a few little shots. Let's take a picture of one of my test generators, a CCAM. PALS, no, it's not a PALS, it's a CCAM test generator, very interesting piece of kit. And maybe we take a picture of that, some Sony goodies, and maybe even the video clock on the wall. Yeah. Alright, let's see how that came out. So let's rewind that. As far as I know, it's very quick to sort of wipe the tape. I think the erase head is on the drum, so it's very quick to sort of make an insert edit. Myself in the wrong kind of way. Oh, there you go. It's very generous with colour. It's putting a lot of colour in my face. That's not bad. Wow. It's sort of quite warm, the colours. It's showing my beard as a really gingery kind of effect when it's more. It's got that 1990s CRT NTSC thing. Just take a little. I guess the sound works pretty well. Huh? Let's take a picture of one of my test generators, a CCAM. PALS, no, it's not a PALS, it's a CCAM test generator, very interesting piece of kit. And maybe we take a picture of that, some Sony goodies, and okay, we'll stop it there and we'll switch back to the camera. Well, good news is that the sound picked up brilliantly for this little microphone on the side, so I finally have actually got a use for that. So very, very cool. And now I'm kind of parafilming, if you like. Parafilming? Is that a word? Parafilming? Paraphrasing? I suppose you can paraphrase. But what is the term? Here's a good question. What is the term for when you are filming a screen that is filming something else? Is there a term for that? I've never really thought about that before. Not filming someone else who's filming, but filming a screen that's of someone filming something else. And you thought I was just a pretty face. Well, I'm kind of enjoying the color balance on this camera. It's really warm. It makes me feel almost like they've lost something in modern cameras. They're way too accurate. And that's probably why we have this sort of silk screen effect of an older technology. It kind of washes over a lot of the bad details. You can't see a liver spot on my face. You can't see the lack of hair you can forgive almost, because it looks like my hair is dark in the places it is. Hair is important. Anyway, to cut a long story short, this machine did not solve my problem for being able to record from a line-in source, because I couldn't find the line-in connection. Even though there are two sets of AV connections, they both appear to be outs. And what that's about is you can use the camera without the recorder as a standalone camera by simply unplugging this part of the machine and clipping the battery straight onto this. You can actually basically use that as a camera on its own, but it still doesn't allow you to record. So I had to look further, and I did find an NTSC recorder that does high 8 eventually, but it was a hunt. And that's a machine I'll show you, I guess, in another video. There's a lot of these video Walkmans floating around the shop, and I'm going to do a little video about all of them. There's high definition ones, there's high 8 ones, there's standard 8 ones, there's digital 8 ones, etc. There's a whole variety. They're very fascinating pieces of kit, and really quite interesting just to look at the complexity and the brilliance that is, of course, a Sony product. What else? Well, sometimes you find really fun items doing what I do, and this is one of them. A very nice, gratifying kind of clunk that comes out of these machines. I've got more of these little Walkmans that I need to pull out and demonstrate. One is actually in the shop being repaired at the moment, which is that earlier model, which has the separate tuner, separate monitor, and it's a high 8 Walkman. It was basically looks like the late generation digital Walkmans that came out from Sony in the 90s. So that's also a really nice fun item. So a high 8 5 head, okay, it says 4-inch screen. I don't think that's 4 inches. To me that's 3.5 inches, but perhaps I'm wrong. Just a really amazing little package. If you have a look at that, you know, there's everything that opens and shuts on this. This is, you know, considering its generation, an amazing little piece of technology. And there you go. You know, with the camera, with the little Sony camera, a really fun item. So I've got those in the shop now, and I'm going to play a lot with them. What I'm going to do with them beyond doing a few transfers, I don't know, but they're just too cute, aren't they? I mean, when space is at a premium, and a lot of big equipment I'm actually chucking out because it's taking up too much space, that is a really nice little way of being able to playback and record NTSC material. Obviously analog only, but sometimes I think the analog only machines do a better job if they're good machines than the ones that are hybrid digital as well. But obviously that's up for debate. But certainly colors wise and things, I think that these machines, if they work properly, produce the video as close to what it should look like for the format it is. Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, with a very warm heart, and thank you if you've watched the video this far, then mazel tov to you. Most people tune out at about 5 minutes according to YouTube, so you'd think they'd want longer videos, but apparently YouTube wants shorter videos, which seems a bit... I'm not that concise, are you? Well, we'll see. Thanks for watching, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. I'm going to find lots of cool things. There's lots of things in this office I need to show and tell about, because they're just too unique and too fun not to. This is Howard from avtransfers.co.uk saying adios.